Have you ever felt that really profound, undeniable pull towards someone else? That deep, ultimate kind of yearning for a connection, so pure, it feels like your soul just knows theirs. It's that powerful feeling that your twin flame awaits somewhere. Today, we're actually going to get into how you might contact them using what feels like a really powerful technique. It's got roots in, well, ancient wisdom, but also some surprising modern science, too.
Yeah, and what's fascinating here is this whole idea of twin flames, often described as, two halves of one soul, coming from the same energetic source. They share this incredibly deep energetic bond that, honestly, physical distance doesn't really matter to it.
Right.
And communication in these connections is not just like sharing news. It's vital. Absolutely vital for their growth together, for their shared journey. And look, in this discussion, we're not just talking abstract ideas. We want to offer a path to real clarity, real understanding. These are practical insights, things that can genuinely empower your own journey. That ripples out, improving your whole life, helping you attract success, more clarity in relationships, even career stuff. It's really about empowering your entire being so you can start manifesting the life you truly want.
That sounds amazing. And hey, if this resonates with you, if you're feeling that pull just listening to this, maybe do us a quick favor, hit that like button, and subscribe to the channel. It really does help us keep bringing you more content like this, helping you find that understanding and manifestation power.
Okay, so when we talk about connecting with a twin flame, it's usually not like picking up the phone, is it?
Not at all, no.
And that's where people get tripped up, I think. They get confused, or maybe they miss the signs. Because this twin flame communication, it can be really subtle, almost like a whisper, right? Leading to misunderstandings or feeling like you just missed something important. Precisely. And the heart of this, this connection really comes down to understanding telepathy. At its core, telepathy is, well, it's the ability to send thoughts, feelings, even quite detailed messages directly mind to mind without using your normal senses.
Okay, so not just mind reading like in the movies.
No, it's much deeper than that. Think of it more like an exchange of energy, of information on a really fundamental level. This connection they share, it forms this powerful energetic link, like an open pathway for stuff to flow back and forth. So this mind-to-mind or maybe heart-to-heart communication, it relies purely on thoughts, emotions, intentions. It just bypasses physical distance completely. It's like built into their spiritual design.
Wow. But even with that kind of innate connection, there must be challenges, right? Things that get in the way, like maybe misinterpreting the signals, seeing what you hope to see.
Oh, absolutely. That's a big one. Misinterpreting subtle signs is very common. Or, as you said, projecting your own wishes onto the connection. You end up having a conversation with yourself, essentially. Fear can be a huge block, too. Resistance. Just being afraid to open up to receiving those messages.
Okay.
And sometimes the communication just feels unbalanced. Like one person is sending, the other isn't really receiving, or vice versa. That gets frustrating.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And then there's just life, right? Interference from other relationships, daily stress, major life events can all muddy that clear channel. Makes it harder to hear the whispers.
So the big question then is, how do you cut through all that noise? How do you actually recognize when your twin flame is trying to communicate?
That's a fantastic question. And this is where it gets really interesting because it connects back to that proven technique idea we mentioned. See, while it sounds very spiritual, mystical even, science is actually starting to explore this.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Really? Science is looking at telepathy?
Yes. There are meta-analyses, so studies looking at lots of other studies of things like Ganzfield experiments. That's where people are in a state of mild sensory deprivation to boost sensitivity, or even simple card-guessing tasks done under strict lab conditions. And these analyses show statistically significant evidence that, well, something like telepathy seems to exist. It's beyond chance.
Wow.
But even more specifically, there was this fascinating functional MRI study. They looked at the brain activity of a self-proclaimed mentalist while he was successfully doing a telepathic task.
Okay, what did they find?
The key thing wasn't just that he could do it, but where in the brain the activity happened. During successful telepathy, there was significant activation in the right parahippocampal gyrus.
The right parahippocampal gyrus, okay.
Exactly. Now compare that to a control subject, someone without that claimed ability.
Yeah.
Their brain activated a totally different area, the left inferior frontal gyrus.
So different parts of the brain lit up. What does that mean?
Well, the parahippocampal gyrus is tightly linked to the hippocampus, and the hippocampus is strongly associated with empathy, emotional processing.
Ah, empathy.
Yes. So the research suggests a link between telepathy and the limbic system, the emotional brain. It points to the idea that having superior empathy skills, really being able to feel and understand another's emotions deeply, might be crucial for telepathy, for what scientists call distant intentionality.
So feeling deeply isn't just nice, it might actually be the biological key.
It seems that way.
Mm-hmm.
Science is starting to suggest that your capacity for empathy could be part of the foundation for this kind of unseen communication, which, interestingly, also ties into manifestation, tuning into desires, feeling them as real. It's all connected energetically.
That is genuinely eye-opening. It makes it feel less out there. Okay, so knowing empathy is maybe a key ingredient. How do we recognize the messages themselves? You mentioned signs.
Right. We need to talk about the telltale signs. There are about 7 common ones that suggest your twin flame might be reaching out. First, you might just get a powerful sensing of their presence or energy.
What does that feel like?
It could be subtle, like a sudden warmth spreading through you, or maybe a tingling sensation, almost like a comforting hug when no one's there, or just a sudden deep calm that settles over your mind. Unexpected peace.
Okay, I think I might know that feeling. What's next?
Second is through dreams or visions. And these aren't just your regular weird dreams. They're often incredibly vivid dreams of your twin flame, sometimes carrying clear guidance or messages that really hit home when you wake up.
Mm-hmm. Dreams can be powerful.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Third, you might receive actual telepathic messages. This could be like hearing their voice in your head, clear as day,
Sure.
or sudden insights, downloads of information about them, things you just know are true, even if you can't explain why. Strong urges to reach out.
Hearing their voice. Wow. Okay, what else? Fourth, keep an eye out for repeated numbers or symbols. You know, like seeing 11.11 all the time, or 222, 444, or maybe specific symbols that mean something to you keep popping up. Even hearing a particular song over and over that instantly reminds you of them.
Exactly, synchronicities. Fifth, it can be really direct, like actually hearing their voice call your name when you're alone, or feeling this sudden overwhelming urge to say their name out loud for no apparent reason.
That would certainly get your attention.
It would. Sixth, pay attention to physical sensations. This isn't just the general warmth we mentioned. It could be specific tingling, warmth, or even a feeling of pressure in certain parts of your body, maybe around your heart chakra or third eye, your energetic body responding.
Okay, physical cues too.
And finally, number 7, sudden mood shifts, unexpected waves of pure happiness or deep love washing over you for no reason. Or the flip side, maybe a sudden pang of sadness or deep yearning that just arrives out of the blue.
Those mood swings could be confusing though.
They absolutely can be. That's why context is important. But these aren't just random blips. Each of these 7 signs is like an energetic nudge, a little signal fire. The key is learning to trust your intuition, that gut feeling, to help you decipher them.
It does sound like a lot to track. If someone's just starting to notice these things, is there one sign that's maybe like the most common, or maybe the easiest one to brush off?
That's a good point. I'd say the sensing of presence or energy is probably the most common, but also maybe the easiest to dismiss initially because it is so subtle. You might just think, oh, that was weird, and move on.
Right.
The one that's perhaps most often misinterpreted could be the sudden mood shifts, because it's so easy to blame our mood on something else.
Yeah.
Traffic, work, what we ate.
Yeah.
But really, your intuition, your inner guidance, that's crucial for sorting through all of this. Think of these signs as guideposts on your spiritual path. They're not just random happenings. They have real spiritual significance, pointing you towards connection and growth. Trusting that inner voice helps you interpret the messages more clearly, gain insight, and that, in turn, helps align you with your deeper purpose. And yes, it absolutely helps you manifest the life you desire, because you're becoming more attuned to energy.
Okay, so recognizing the signs is one thing, but then what? Can you actually do something to make the connection stronger? Can you initiate contact?
Yes, absolutely. This is where it gets really empowering. You're not just passively waiting for signs. You can actively cultivate this connection. You have the power to enhance your own telepathic potential.
All right, tell us the practical steps.
Okay, first things first. Preparing for communication. This is foundational. Find a quiet spot, somewhere peaceful where you won't be disturbed. Then meditate. Just quiet your mind. Calm the mental chatter. This makes you much more receptive.
Makes sense, like tuning a radio.
Exactly. Then visualize your twin flame really vividly. See their face, imagine their personality, feel their unique energy. The clearer the visualization, the stronger the link. And crucially, set a clear intention for your communication. What's the purpose? What message do you want to send? What feeling do you want to convey? Be specific. Clarity is key, just like in any kind of manifestation work.
Okay, prepare the space, calm the mind, visualize, set intention. Got it. Then what? How do you actually, develop the skill?
Great question. Now we get into developing the telepathic skills. One really effective technique is to actively establish an energetic link. Try visualizing a cord maybe made of light, connecting your heart chakra, that energy center in your chest, directly to their heart chakra. With each breath, imagine that cord getting stronger, brighter, pulsating with energy.
Like strengthening a connection line.
Precisely. It really helps solidify that bond. Another useful tool, keep a telepathic journal. Just jot down any experiences, signs, feelings, messages you think you receive. It helps you spot patterns, track your progress, and honestly build confidence in your abilities.
Good idea. Like keeping a dream journal.
Very similar.
Yeah.
And throughout all of this, the golden rule is trust your intuition. It really is the bridge to this realm. It guides you, helps you interpret things, nudges you towards inspired action. You have to learn to trust that inner knowing.
Trusting intuition seems to be a running theme here.
It's central. Now, when you feel ready to actively send a telepathic message, start by getting centered again. Meditative state, calm, grounded. Inner stillness is vital. Then visualize your message with crystal clarity. See it, feel it, like playing a little movie in your mind, and infuse it with positive energy, love, peace, whatever fits the message. Feel the emotion behind it.
Okay.
Then, with focus and intention, send it. Imagine that message traveling along that energetic cord you visualized, flowing effortlessly right into their mind. Know that it's being received.
And then, do you wait for a reply?
And then this is important. Release your attachment to the outcome. Send the message with love and trust, and then let it go. Trust divine timing. Trust the process. It's like planting a seed. You don't keep digging it up to see if it's growing. You trust it will sprout when the time is right. Same principle as setting an intention for manifestation and letting the universe handle the how.
Release attachment. That's always the tricky part, isn't it?
It is, but it's key. And alongside these focus techniques, there are ongoing practices you can weave into your daily life to keep deepening the bond.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, first and foremost, cultivate unconditional love. For yourself first, and then for your twin flame. Self-love creates a stable, high-vibration foundation for any healthy connection, especially this one. Always. Also, keep paying attention to those synchronicities and signs in everyday life. They often serve as little confirmations, little winks from the universe, or from your twin, affirming the connection. Practice heart-centered communication in general. Be open, be honest, be vulnerable in your interactions, both the ones you intend telepathically and any physical ones you might have.
Okay.
And maybe the biggest one, patience and trust. This isn't an overnight thing. Telepathy is a skill, a sensitivity you develop over time. It's like strengthening a muscle. Be patient with yourself. Trust the journey.
That makes sense. It's a process. Hey, for everyone listening, we genuinely love to hear from you on this. Have you experienced any of these signs? Tried any techniques? Share your thoughts or questions down in the comments. Let's build a community around this.
Absolutely. And remember, by consistently working on your inner clarity, strengthening your intuition, building that energetic connection through these practices, you're doing more than just connecting with a twin flame. You're naturally aligning yourself to attract positive outcomes across the board in your career, finances, relationships, your overall well-being and success, because you're mastering your inner world. You're learning to work with energy, with intention, with intuition. When you do that, you become a powerful magnet for the good you desire. You start effortlessly drawing in opportunities, abundance, clarity. Tuning into these subtle energies is basically a cornerstone of effective manifestation.
So working on this connection helps manifest other things too.
It absolutely can. It's all interconnected. Ultimately, engaging in telepathic communication with your twin flame, or even just exploring the possibility, is a profoundly transformative path. It's incredibly rewarding. By understanding these different ways communication can happen, by really learning to trust your gut, and by consistently practicing self-care, you can deepen that connection immensely, strengthen that bond. And that self-care piece is non-negotiable. Tending to your physical health, your emotional needs, your spiritual practice, setting healthy boundaries, reflecting, that builds the solid foundation needed for this kind of profound connection to truly flourish. And for you to manifest your best life overall.
So when you boil it all down, what does this all mean for you listening right now? Well, it seems the twin flame journey isn't really a destination, is it? It's a lifelong path. It asks for patience, for persistence, for keeping your heart open, even when it's challenging. It's about constantly discovering more about yourself, growing spiritually, becoming more aligned with who you truly are. And embracing the challenges, learning the lessons, that seems to be what leads to that really deep love, that incredible spiritual evolution. And maybe, just maybe, that doesn't just change your life, but it adds something positive to the world too. Raising your vibration helps everyone. So keep exploring, keep trusting that inner wisdom, and just keep growing.